pleasure to have you join us on today's webinar, which is themed Advancing Your Nonprofit with the Microsoft Cloud. You might want to indicate where you're joining us from in the chat window so that we can greet you appropriately. I'm Tolulope, a Customer Excellence Strategist with Reliance Infosystems, and I'll be your anchor for the webinar. I'd just like to mention that the webinar is a brainchild of Microsoft and delivered in partnership with Reliance Infosystems and the Nigerian network of NGOs. So just so that we can have a seamless experience all through the session, we have all attendees muted, videos are also turned off, but we do want you to engage with us as much as you can. We want your questions, we want your comments. If you find anything that stood out for you at any point, feel free to drop them in the chat window. And I'd also like to mention that we have this presentation being recorded, and it will be made available based on demand after the webinar. So in terms of our speakers for today, I have on the call Damola. She is the communications officer for the Nigerian network of NGO, and she will just briefly whet your appetite on what you should expect on our session for today. Hi, Damola. Good morning. I know you are in Lagos at the moment. Okay, so I saw someone saying that my mic is disabled. Yes, we had to disable it just so that we have a seamless flow during the presentation to avoid interferences. But you can definitely engage with us in the chat window. You know, everything you want to say, you can do that in the chat window, and we would be able to engage with it. Oh, Damola is muted. Apologies for that. Let me quickly rectify that.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, Tolulope. Hello to everyone on the call and to the entire team. Like always, it's a pleasure to have all of you here on the call. I crave your indulgence to have my video turned off for a little bit. I'm actually on the express. So for a better connectivity, it would be better to just have my video turned off. Just to welcome all of you on the call. This is a monthly thing that we have been doing, Microsoft Info Reliance, Reliance Infosystems, and Nigeria Network of NGOs. And it's always a pleasure to come here and learn how non-profit organizations can advance their organization's goals, vision, and the work that we do, the good work that we do in different ways. This is a wonderful initiative, like I've always said. We love it. We learn a lot from it. And I'm glad that, participants join every month. That's a really, really encouraging thing. So I'd like to welcome all of you on behalf of the Executive Director of the Nigerian Network of NGOs. And I'd like to say, please listen, take out your notes, please interact, ask questions if you need clarification, and just learn as much as you can. Thank you all so much. I hand over back to Tolulope.
Yes, thank you for that quick introduction and insight as well. So like what Damola said, there's so much you would benefit from on the session. We just want you to not be aloof, engage with us as much as you can. And after the session we also give you a chance to engage with us as well. So that we can take action immediately. And also on the call, I have with me two Microsoft solution specialists. They would be the ones to facilitate the demonstration session as we proceed. So I head on to speak about what you should, the framework and how the session would go. So we'll start with that introduction of who we are at Reliance Infosystems, and then talk about the Tech for Social Impact initiative. How was this vision vetted? What was Microsoft trying to achieve with it, and some of the solutions and platforms that you can maximize on the through this initiative. Next, we go to the demonstration part where you experience firsthand what the solution can do, how they can transform your daily activities, your programs, and how you can basically just advance what you do, your social cause. So straight into the introduction, we are a leading ICT organization. We are headquartered in Canada. However, we are physically present in a number of African countries as well, including Ghana, Botswana, and Nigeria. We have a digital footprint that extends to over 50 countries across the globe. And our focus is to help organizations, including nonprofits, to harness the power of technology for their unique goals, your unique business or general objective. And as a business, we are driven by our success outcome philosophy, which is built around us winning with you, our customers. So we liken this to a relay race where we see you as our partners, and we are fully involved in that first stride you take from point A to the finishing line. So we measure our success by that quantum of progress that we've helped you to achieve. And with this philosophy, we've been able to achieve numerous feats in the IT industry. We're a 3-time winner of the Microsoft Partner of the Year Award, the Sophos Partner of the Year Award as well. And of course, we've been recognized as, a digital enabler in the sector. And in terms of our expertise, Microsoft has acknowledged us as its solution partner that has the competency and skills to deliver all the 6 core solution areas. So what this means is that we can help you chart the best or the best class solutions that fit into your organizational needs and deliver the same. So you can trust us with your organization. And of course, we have our 3 success pillars, which basically defines our solutions and services. First is the business operation and the business transformation pillar, where we assist businesses to digitally transform, helping them to lower the cost of operation, helping them to achieve efficiency and, of course, productivity. And we also help organizations to connect operational excellence in how your people relate with data, with systems, so that you can better accelerate what you're doing as an organization. And finally, we understand that we live in a very volatile world, especially as far as the cyber space is concerned. So we provide rest of mind as a service to you under the protection assurance pillar as well. So in the nonprofit space, we are no stranger. We have our CSR arm, which is the Plunge Smile. And through this initiative, we've been able to fully maximize the Microsoft Cloud offer, even to address hunger and poverty issue, gender equality gap, as well as provide educational opportunities for our beneficiaries. So what we are saying is that because we've done this, we extended the same gospel, I call it the gospel, to your nonprofit organization as well. And so now we can delve into the webinar, the Tech for Social Impact vision itself. So you will agree with me that the world is currently faced with myriad of global issues, climate change, economic instability, a rising list of social challenges that nonprofits are looking to solve. And post-pandemic, the way people relate, the way people live have changed. So that would also imply that nonprofits cannot be limited to the traditional approach of solving these challenges if they really want to scale as they ought to. And that is why the Tech for Social Impact initiative was designed to help you leverage innovative tools, opportunities to accelerate social good. And Microsoft took the first step of designing a different model from what is obtainable in the commercial side, which is very specific to the nonprofit sector. And this sits on 4 pillars, starting with the affordable technology and solutions. So what this means is that you have access to heavily discounted tools, platforms that can help you achieve more in terms of your programs, delivery, your engagement with your donors, and even your internal operations. Then having these tools is not just enough, and that is why Microsoft also provided capacity building opportunities for your volunteers, your beneficiaries. This will cater for their training as well as their certification on how best to use these solutions. And of course, Microsoft boasts of a rich partner ecosystem where Reliance ecosystem is a player. So what this means is that we are going to handhold you, help you to design and discover the best solution that fits your unique needs, your unique goals, and also help you to deploy and implement these solutions. So we are just there for you. Let me say it simply that way. And finally, for the social investment model, this means that every additional funds that remain after this whole cycle is being completed is being reinvested into the Tech for Social Impact initiative and other charitable outreaches. So simply explain what the Microsoft offer is for your nonprofit organization. Is Microsoft providing technology grants to assist you in your nonprofit engagement? It is Microsoft simplifying how you move to the cloud. And this can be broadly categorized into four different solution groups, starting with the modern workplace. So here, Microsoft is providing you with productivity and collaboration tools that, and that also include access to the latest Windows 11, that's the latest Windows operating systems. So you get access to grants under the modern workplace in such a way that you don't have to pay the exact amount of licensing fee that a regular commercial organization would have to pay. And also for the business application, you can take advantage of the Power BI Pro and ensure that you can fully analyze data, visualize it, and incorporate it into your decision-making processes. So because nonprofit deal with a very large chunk of data, so you can make sense of this data when you take advantage of the Power BI discount offer. So next is how you streamline your manual processes, your administrative tasks, especially if you run a very large nonprofit outreach where you have volunteers spread across different parts of the countries. So you can streamline your manual administrative process and ensure that your team can build low-code application that will just require drag and drop, features. They don't have to have any technical skills to take advantage of the Microsoft Power App solution. And as well, in terms of how you engage with your donors, in terms of how you engage with your stakeholders to nurture every opportunities you have digitally, and I know you can take advantage of Dynamics 365 sales to help you effectively connect with these stakeholders and ensure that you get the best results for your initiative. Under the application category, you also have the Dynamics 365 marketing, which basically helps you to engage with your donors as you ought to, help you to map a personalized journey in how you can reach them on LinkedIn, everywhere they have that intent to invest in the nonprofit cause. You can find them easily, and then you can just ensure that you basically and ensure that even your volunteers and your beneficiaries get, the best collaboration they need with this information of their donors. And next is speaking about how nonprofits can move to the cloud. So let's say you want to host a community training platform that is customized for your nonprofit organization. You can host it on the cloud, and Microsoft is providing you with an annual grant to make this possible. So this means that you can move your workload to the cloud without having to invest heavily from your end, because you have access to this Azure credits. And finally, you have the Microsoft Cloud Basic Plan, which is totally free. You can access this without making any financial commitment. And then the Microsoft Cloud for nonprofits, the standard plan, which depending on your size, you have to commit this amount to take advantage of it. So you can see that this is actually a very juicy offer. It is something you want to get started on. And the first step to take for this is to validate your nonprofit on the Microsoft portal. So Microsoft has a nonprofit portal that basically help them to identify if truly that organization is a non-profit, right? So you would need to validate your NGO on that portal. And of course, the link will be dropped in the chat window. The registration link will be dropped in the chat window where you would start those steps rather. However, at Reliance Infosystems, we also offer digital advisory to guide you through this process. So a link will also be dropped to schedule a one-to-one engagement session with us, where we will take you through this registration process, because in the past we realized that this is a major challenge for a lot of nonprofits. They don't know how to navigate that platform. Offering this service for free, you can engage with us so that we can help you get started and validate your nonprofit on the Microsoft portal. So moving on, I would like to speak in specific to the solutions I mentioned earlier, the modern workplace solution that is hosted on Microsoft 365. And on this platform, you basically have access to transform your operations, how you relate with your donors, how you relate, internally with your team. You know, you can boost productivity, you can scale up your collaboration, you can have meetings like we're having now on Teams. You can have chats and engagement on Teams as well. You can just ensure that end to end there is a seamless flow between all stakeholders on your team with the Microsoft 365 platform, because you have access to a range of cloud solutions, which Microsoft Team is part of them. You also have access to Excel, Outbox, Microsoft Office. These tools just ensure that the way you work is positioned for a better outcome. And you would agree with me that security is of great concern, because if you are going to be collaborating on a platform, you want to have rest of mind that you are fully secured. And Microsoft 365 offered you a robust protection that ensures that every asset is fully secured. Your documents, your people. I'll speak to that briefly as we proceed. And of course, it's cost effective. You don't have to host multiple on-premise solutions before you can get started with Microsoft 365, because it's fully cloud-based. So I'm going on to the layers of security that Microsoft 365 offers your nonprofit. It is broadly divided into three, starting with the identity security. So this means that only authorized user within your organization have access to data. So you are able to, at every point, ensure that no external person have access to your sensitive information. And of course, through capabilities like multi-factor authentication, you can as well verify who wants to access your platform. Next is the device security, especially for nonprofits where you have a lot of volunteers collaborating with you with their own personal devices, their laptops, their tab. You want to be sure that your donors' information are well secured, your beneficiaries' information are also well secured on that device. So this is a function that the Microsoft 365 security also caters for. And what this means is that even when there is a case of the device theft or loss, you can remotely swipe every data on that device to ensure that your data, your corporate data is protected from any form of breaches. Then next, you also have the application security, where your communication channels like your Teams, your emailing platform. I know some of us currently may be using, let's say, the open source emailing application like Gmail and Yahoo. But one value proposition that makes the Microsoft 365 emailing platform stand out aside is the fact that you can control what anybody has access to on those platforms. You can set sensitivity to certain information on that platform. You can set you can even specify that a particular email cannot be forwarded to somebody else once it is designated to just one person, because you need to be sure that there are no loopholes for any attack surface. And finally, document security. So while your team can have access to collaborate simultaneously on the documents with the Microsoft 365 solution, you also want to ensure that you can provide confidentiality to this information. And you can revoke access in a case where a volunteer no longer work with your non-profit, so that they can stop having access to those data. So moving on, I will speak about the Azure and how Azure is providing advanced security, access to innovative tools for non-profit organization. So like I mentioned earlier, non-profits work with a vast amount of data, and this data could be sensitive. In fact, most of 80% of the time, they are sensitive data, like people's government ID, your donor's credit card, the details, their health histories, their data, and the rest. You want to be sure that at every point, this data is well protected, is fully secured. And this starts from your website. When you build your website on Azure, on the cloud, you are rest assured that every information that any visitor would impute on that website is protected, is free from threats. And aside from that, when you host on the cloud, when you host your workload on Azure Cloud, you also get access to a wide range of innovative tools that can be leveraged for building that can be leveraged for scaling what you do. So you can build custom solutions internally. You can have access to data analytics. You can connect multiple data sources to your applications and ensure that you make sense of your previous engagement, because it's not enough to want to do things the same way and expect different results. So Azure Cloud just deepen your innovation mindset when you host your workload on it. And in terms of what you do with your data, how you host your data, the Azure Synapse Analytics provide you with a fully secured data warehouse where you are not just hosting your data there, but you can also easily integrate this data to your daily processes, your communication channels, to ensure that this data is communicating insight, information to you. You can host your data on the cloud and effectively just leverage this amount of data for impact. And when I mean impact, we need to deliver new programs. You can check for patterns and see what is not working. You see what is working, and then you make the best decision. As far as volunteer management is also concerned, you can effectively see loopholes in what your volunteers are doing, who is performing well, who is not. You can leverage this platform for this purpose as well. And next, I'll speak to business application. On this Microsoft offer also give you access to a suite a suite of intelligent cloud application that basically just you unify everything you're doing, streamline your routine processes, repetitive workloads, repetitive tasks within your nonprofit. And this will start with the Dynamics 365 business applications, where you can, I think I spoke about this earlier as well. You can transform how you work internally with your team in terms of how you manage your volunteers, how you manage your employees. So end to end, how you also manage your financials, your budget for a particular program delivery. You can have a first-hand overview, deep visibility into what is performing, what is not performing with the Dynamics 365 set of solution. And of course, what this means is that it will translate to improve how you engage your donors, to how you engage your volunteers as well. And of course, you can personalize your interactions with your leads as well when you take advantage of the Dynamics 365 set of application. We would have a demo session later of all these platform as well. And then in terms of your financials, I spoke about this. You can monitor what is your performance, how well you are getting returns for an investment in a course, your disposition towards a particular program. Is it really achieving the impact you want it to achieve? You can track this, and it also gives you that integrity. You are very well transparent, because transparency is very important for nonprofits. Your donors want to know what you are doing with the funds they commit to your care. So you are very well transparent in how you report on this data, on all your activities as well. So moving on, I will speak about the Microsoft Power Platform and how that translates to a complete transformation of what you do. So starting with how you do your routine processes. I think I also spoke about this earlier. Your daily activities, manual approval that could take weeks or days, because people are not working in the same office. So you must take advantage of the Microsoft Power Apps to build solutions that address your unique need. And you don't have to even, you don't require any technical coding skills. You have pre-built templates with a simple drag and drop. Anyone on your team can actually build solutions that address that need you want to solve internally. And of course, you get to analyze your data on the Microsoft Power BI. You get to automate routine processes within your team as well. So you basically just have access to a wide range of application. If you want to host a community training for your team, you want to host a training platform for your beneficiaries, you want to personalize it that it has a face of your nonprofit, then the Microsoft Cloud offer is what you should consider. You want to transform your vision, you want to deliver effective programs, better engage your donors, better manage your volunteers and employees, then you can leverage the Microsoft Cloud for Nonprofit offer. So at this point, I'd like to hand over to my colleague, who will take you through the demonstration session of the Microsoft Community Training Platform. And then after that, we'll have another person, that is Tony. Tony will take you through the fundraising and volunteer management platform. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, Tolu. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Good to have you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Tolu. And once again, everybody, welcome. My name is Jennifer Ramwana from Reliance, and I'll be taking you through the Microsoft Community Training for Nonprofit demo. So MCT is available as a managed platform as a service via Azure Marketplace. So the platform is free, and organizations will only bear the hosting and the consumption charges on Azure. So you can just easily deploy this in your subscription. So to deploy your MCT, you can either go straight to Azure Marketplace or go to the MCT portal and go to solutions. Click on by industry, go to nonprofit, and click on get it now. So the moment you click on get it now, it will take you straight to Azure Marketplace. It will take you to a page like this as displayed in the screen. So to deploy it, you need to click on get it now too. And the moment you click on get it now, oh sorry, just give me a minute. It's the moment you click on get it now, it takes you to a page where you have to choose your software plan, whether it's standard or basic. So as we've said, MCT is offered for free. As we can see here, the pricing is free. And after continuing, it will take you straight to this page where you have to fill in all the necessary details about your MCT. Firstly, you have to fill in your subscription, your resource group, your region, application name, as well as your managed resource group. And then to continue from there, you need to set up your portal. So setting up your portal will include your website name, your organization's name, your contact emails, addresses, as well as auto scaling. And lastly, you need to set up your login type before you can deploy your MCT. So your login type could be a mobile or school account, or your social account or work account, depending on how you want your learners to be able to access your MCT. So after completing all the steps, you can go ahead, review, and create, and then deploy your MCT. So let me just briefly take you through the MCT community training interactive demo for a few minutes. So firstly, let's look at the management portal. So the management portal is designed on role-based access, and functions are available as per management permissions. So you're gonna have your global admins, you'll have your organizations admin, you'll have your content admin, your group admin, category admin, as well as your course admins. So the moment you click on your portal, your management portal, you have access to view the courses, users, analytics, as well as your settings. So with the courses, this is where you add all your courses, your categories. But firstly, let's look at how you add your categories, because you cannot have a course without category. So firstly, you need to create a category. So a category could be a skill, a profession. And for example, here we have personal development as a category, as well as business communication as a category. But let's go on and see how you can create a new category. So creating a new category, you will have to go down here where it says new category, and then add your new category depending on what personal development, depending on what skill or profession you want to upload. And after creating your category, you need to add content. So your content could be your lessons, as well as your courses, and also your quizzes. So to create a new course, you need to assign your admin. You can also delete that category. You can also edit category details from that. So let's create a new course for a minute. So here we have an example of a course that is created. So after creating a course, you can decide if you want your learners to be automatically enrolled into that course, or they can self-enroll themselves, or an admin could enroll them into that course. Moving on, after creating your course, you have the ability to add your lessons as well as your quizzes. So your lessons can be uploaded in any kind of format, be it a PDF or video, a Word document, and all the likes. You also have the ability to also add quizzes is either at the end of your lesson or every after lesson or at the end of your course. You can also arrange your lessons and how you want them to, how you want your learners to be able to consume your content. You also have the ability to view all this from your learner's point of view and to have an idea or clear perspective of how your learners will be able to consume your content. So let's look at the configuring portal. So configuration of portal, basically what talks about, it's about customizing your portal, trying to make it as your organizations as possible. So you can also include your logos. You can just brand it as much as you want. You can also change the colors, just make it your organization's MCT as much as possible. So after making all these changes, you also have the ability to view this from the learner's point of view too. So, and then on this, we also have where you as an admin, you can also ask your learners for additional fields. So additional fields could be anything. It could be anything that you want to know about your learners. Could be a hobby. It could be their roles, their designation, just anything that you want to know about your learners. And then we also have users. So with the users, that's where you're gonna have to group your users into one group to make it easy for communicating with them. So for example here, let's create a group. So after creating a group, you also have the ability to manually add your users to those group or to automatically add them to that group. So let's just try with the automatically adding them. So to automatically add users to your group, you need to create a rule. And for example, we have here on our screen, it says that if an individual is from the city Delhi and that person is in the marketing role, then enroll them into this group of ours that we just created, which is the Delhi marketing team. So creating groups will make it easy for you to actually communicate with your learners into a particular, especially with learners in a particular role, profession, or who are taking the same skill. So you also have the ability to assign courses to those groups that you just created. You can also send announcements to your groups so that they can stay updated. You also have the ability to view this on the learners notice board in order to understand how the learners will be able to view your notifications. And then we have our analytics. So analytics will provide your organization's administrators to manage the progress and to improvise the training programs. So it will empower your organization to make informed decisions about their training program, which is of course going to be influenced by the data and your users' behavior. So let's look at an example of analytics. So here we have an example of analytics, which is enrollment across each and every category. We also have top courses by enrollment and courses that learners have not been enrolled in or they are not interested in taking. Now moving on. You and as an administrator, you also have the ability to manage the progress of your learners. You can view that report card, download that report card, and also send those report cards to your learners. Now, moving on to the mobile app side. So the mobile app side is more about your learners' point of view on how the learners will be able to view all this, to view your MCT. So let's look at it before I hand over to my colleague Tony to take you through the fundraising engagement as well as volunteer management. So after your learners get your MCT on their mobile app, the first thing they need to do is obviously to sign in with the sign-in portal that you have created. So after signing in, they have the ability to view all the courses that they are enrolled in. And also they have the ability to view the content that you have uploaded, whether it's a Word, PDF, a video. They can also take their final exam using their mobile phones. They also have the ability to view the notice board. So as we just said earlier, so the notice board is every announcement that admin makes to groups. So they also have the ability to view that. And moving on, your learners also have the ability to explore other courses that they have not been enrolled in, just any other course that they would find interesting or they'd want to enroll themselves in. And then we also have your notifications. So your learners also have the ability to view notifications, any updates that is done on their profile. So these notifications are system generated. So making these updates for your service. And before I give to my colleague Tony, we have your learners have the ability to view content offline too. So for them to view content offline, they need to download the contents while online, so that later when they are offline, they can view these the downloaded courses on my downloads. I also want to stress this, that the experience that your learners get from this platform is optimized for mobile first, as well as mobile only users. So it is kept simple and visual ease adoption, as we just experienced here, and users can access courses anytime, anywhere, from any device. And the platform, they can use this platform to also track their activities, stay updated. They can also use this platform to interact with their peers and expect to enable, social learning. Yeah, so with that being said, I want to thank you so much, everybody, for your attention and your interest. I'll be handing over to my colleague Tony to take you guys through the fundraising engagement as well as volunteer management. Over to you, Tony.
Thank you, Jennifer. Good day, everyone. I am Tony Taishi. I'm from Reliance Infosystems, and I'll be taking you on the fundraising and engagement solution and the volunteer management solution. So the fundraising and engagement solution is powered by Microsoft Dynamics 365, and it involves the best practices in the non-profit organization to solve the non-profit organization needs. So in the non-profit and engagement solution, let's look at a day as Vanessa, as a manager in a non-profit organization that whose main focus is on maternal health and vaccination. So it is Monday morning, and Alexa wants to get updates from the non-profit organization activities. So this can be overwhelming, and the best place in which you can get a quick update is the dashboard. So in the dashboard, in the development overview, we have the recent major gifts received. We have the date, the name of the donor, and the amount of the donor. We also have the gifts received greater than $5,000, gifts by primary designation, and you can see the primary designation and also the amount. Then we also have the opportunities in the current fiscal year. We have the donations by the opportunity manager. You can see the opportunity manager and the estimated revenue on this bar chart. Then also in the dashboard, you can see the open opportunities. The open opportunities estimated revenue by phase. We have from the first phase, which is the qualified phase, up onto the fourth phase, which is the closed phase, with the estimated revenue on this pie chart. Then we also have the gift received greater than $5,000, where you have the gift by the month and year. You can see the amount of the gift, and you can also see the month. Then Vanessa wants to quickly get an update in the maternal health designation. So she goes to the
Hi,
dashboard
Tony.
and
Tony, can you hear me, please?
yes, I can
Yes, so
hear you.
your screen is not showing. You might want to share your screen first. And I think increase your audio as well.
Okay, please confirm if my screen is visible now.
Yes, it is up now. Thank you.
Okay, yes, thank you very much. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so okay, so look at in the dashboard, you can quickly get an update from the non-profit organization activities. And here in the development overview, we can see the recent major gifts received. You can see the date. You can see the donor name. You can see the amount. You can see the gift received greater than $5,000. The gift by the primary designation. You can see the primary designation and the amount. You can also see the opportunities in the current fiscal year. We can see the donation by the opportunity manager. You can see the opportunity manager and the estimated revenue. And here in the dashboard, you can also see the open opportunities, with opportunities in the estimated revenue by phase. You can see the phase, which is the first phase, the qualified phase, up onto the fourth phase, which is the closed phase with the estimated revenue on this pie chart. And here in the dashboard, you can see the gift received greater than $5,000, the gift by the month and year. You can see the amount and the month. So now, Alexa, as the manager in the non-profit organization, wants to get an update from the maternal health designation. So over here in the dashboard, she goes to the maternal health designation. So in the maternal health designation, you can see the recent maternal health gifts received. You can see the date. You can see the amount. You can see the name of the donors. You can see the primary designation, which is the maternal health designation. You can also see the opportunities in the current fiscal year maternal health. You can see the donation by solicitors. You can see the estimated revenue. You can also see the open maternal health opportunities where you have the topic, the potential donors, the estimated close date, the estimated revenue, the contact, the account. So in the dashboard also, the maternal health designation, you can see the opportunity in the fiscal year in the maternal health, the sum of opportunities by month, the estimated revenue, and also the month. In the dashboard, Alexa can also view the overall fundraising performance. So over here, you can see the overall fundraising performance where you can see the active transaction gift by the month and year, the sum amount. You can see the month and the year. You can also see the revenue by the campaign goal and the versus the act. You can see the sum of the estimated revenue here on the bar chart. You can see the all the gifts received and the amount by payment type, the bank, cash, or check on this bar chart. You can see all the gifts received, average donation by the year, per year on this bar chart. You can see the recurring payment schedule. You can see the all the recurring payment schedule. Then also you can also see the recent gifts received. So Alexa, as the manager in a non-profit organization, has seen that a recent donor has been made by this donor and the amount. So over here, she can quickly view the donor's information. So now she opens to check the donor's information. So you can see the contact information of the donor. You can see the maternal health, which is the donor's designation. You can see the recurring gift, the recurring gift with the date and the amount. You can also see the last gift amount with the date and the amount. Then you can also see the lifetime giving date and amount and the influence amount. So also we also have the supporting objective. In the supporting objective, we have other designation in which the donor has donated to. So as you can see, the donor has donated to the health education, the maternal health designation, and also the Tanzania Global Health designation. So we also have the timeline. The timeline, it shows various activities between Alexa, the manager of the non-profit organization, and the donor. So also the fundraising and engagement solution is also integrated with Teams. So here, as you can see it's also integrated with LinkedIn. Sorry. So you can see the LinkedIn profile of the donor. So here we can see the LinkedIn member profile of the donor. You can also see the LinkedIn account profile of the donor and the LinkedIn email of the donor. So Alexa, as the manager in non-profit organization, has put together some things to follow up with potential donors, which are called the opportunities. So here, as you can see, this is an opportunity in which we have you can see the topic of the opportunity, you can see the potential donor, then also you can also see the source campaign, which is the maternal health designation. We also have a timeline that shows various activities between Alexa, the manager, and the potential donor. So as you can see, we have the opportunity manager, which is a team member in which is following up with the potential donor. So the fundraising and engagement application is also integrated with Teams. So here in the Teams, as we all know, the Teams, Microsoft Teams. So here in the Teams, you can see Alexa, the manager, communicating with the opportunity manager that is following up with the potential donor. So it makes it very easy for the Alexa to follow up with potential donors. So also we also have the campaign in the fundraising and engagement solution. So as we all know, campaigns in non-profit organizations are used to raise more funds. So as you can see, we have all the campaigns and campaign templates. So you can see the name of all the campaigns. You can see the template. You can see the startup within launch or proposed, and you can also see the date in which the campaigns were created. So in the fundraising and engagement solution, we also have the transaction. In the transaction, you can see all the gifts received in the non-profit organization. You can see the date, you can see the amount, you can see the donor name, and you can see the primary designation in which the donor has donated to. So also you can also see the donor commitment. So here we can see the active donor commitment, you can see the date, you can see the donor name, you can see the total amount paid, you can see the total amount balance, you can see the primary designation in which they've donated to, and you can also see the originating campaign of the donor. You can also see the identifier and also the status of raising. So we also have the payment schedule. So in the payment schedule, it shows the active payment schedule in the non-profit organization. So you can see the book date, you can see the donor, you can see the amount tax deductible, you can see the schedule type, you can see the frequency, you can see the frequency interval, you can see the primary designation, you can also see the originating designation, and you can also see the status. So with this, I have come to the end of the fundraising and engagement solution. So I'll be taking you on the volunteer management solution. So the volunteer management.
Hi,
Hello?
Tony. Yeah, before you continue, we have some questions in the chat window that I'd like you to take because it relates to fundraising. So Frank is asking if your reference to gifts refers to donations. What do you mean by gift in your demo? I want to explain that. And they would also like to clarify if the fundraising platform is a grants management system.
Sorry, please, can you take the last question again?
Should I take that again?
Yes, please. The second question.
Can you hear me, Tony? Should I take that again?
Yes, I heard the first question. Yes, the second question.
Okay, so you wanted it to clarify if the fundraising and engagement solution is a donation can be categorized as a donation management system.
Yes, it can be categorized as a donation management system.
Or a grant management system rather than. So you might just speak on it generally, elaborate on that.
Sorry, please. I didn't get what you said.
I said you would need to speak on that generally so that the person can understand better.
Okay, so the fundraising and engagement solution can be categorized as a donation management system because it helps the non-profit organization to track donations and also you can also see the performance of all the donations. Then also, if I'm correct, you mentioned about the gift. Gifts also in the non-profit organization are also donations to the non-profit organization. So I don't know if I got the questions correctly.
Okay, so Frank, can you confirm you got answers to that in the chat window? Why Tony can proceed. So another question is that do we have a, let me read that out. Do you have a project management component for nonprofit? So Frank, Tony will speak to that as it proceeds. Go ahead, please, Tony.
Right. Thank you very much. So I'll be moving to the volunteer management solution. So the volunteer management solution is also powered by Microsoft Dynamics 365, and it involves the best practices for non-profit organizations to solve their needs. So in the volunteer management, we have what we call the portal. The portal is integrated with the volunteer management solution. So over here in the portal, let's look at Jordan as a volunteer. So Jordan as a volunteer has engaged has engaged in the non-profit organization whose mission is focused on land conservation and land reservation. So he has engaged in an engagement in the organization, and he hears about another engagement, an upcoming engagement in the organization in which he wants to apply for. So he goes to the portal in which he logs in with his details, his credentials, with his email and his password. So immediately he logs in, you can see you can see his contact information where you have his first name, his last name, his email. You can also see his address, the city, the state, the postal code, the country, region. Also, Jordan, as a volunteer, can also see his preference and qualifications in the portal. So here you can see the preference type, you can see the qualification type in the portal. So Jordan hears about an upcoming engagement in which he wants to apply for in the non-profit organization. So he goes to the engagement in which here you can see the upcoming engagement in the non-profit organization. And also you can also view past engagements in which he has applied for in the non-profit organization. So here you see the upcoming engagement. These are the types, the engagement, the different type of engagement in which you can apply for. So here you see helping to clean environment. So he opens the engagement, and here you can see the details of the engagement, helping to clean the environment. It sees the qualification of the engagement, and it sees the location in which he can use to know if he's eligible for the engagement. So now he has applied for the engagement, helping to clean the environment. So now this is the volunteer management solution. So in the volunteer management solution, let's look at Vanessa as a manager in the non-profit organization whose main focus is on land reservation and land conservation. So let's also look at Monday morning as Vanessa, the manager of the non-profit organization, and she wants to get an update with the engagement opportunities. So this can be overwhelming, and Vanessa knows that the dashboard makes it very easy for us to get the update. So over here in the dashboard, you can see the engagement opportunities title. You can see the short description of the engagement. You can see the volunteer participation, all the volunteers and you can see the volunteers. You can see the engagement opportunities. You can also see the engagements in draft. Those are the engagements that have not been made, made to the public. So also in the dashboard, you can see that it makes it very easy for Vanessa to get updates in the non-profit organization engagement. So also in the volunteer management, we have what we call engagement opportunities. So in the engagement opportunities, you can see the active engagement opportunities. So these are all the active engagement opportunities. You can see the engagement opportunities title. You can see the start date, the location type, the location name, the number of volunteers. You can also see the engagement opportunity status, and you can also see the date that it was created. So here she sees this engagement opportunity helping to clean the environment, and she wants to get an update from the engagement. So here you can see the summary of the engagement opportunity. You can see the sign up status. You can see the volunteer. You can see that there is a volunteer in the engagement opportunity. And also have the timeline that shows Vanessa as the manager of the non-profit organization. It shows the activities between Vanessa as the non-profit organization manager and other volunteers. So now she sees that Jordan, has applied for the engagement. So now she wants to get a quick information, information from Jordan. So now she so now he opens Jordan's information. So you can see the contact information of Jordan, in which was also in the portal. So as you can see, it's integrated with the portal. You have all the contact information in the portal. You have it integrated in the volunteer management application. You have a timeline that shows the activities between Vanessa, the manager, and the volunteer, which is Jordan. You can also see the recent engagement that Jordan, the volunteer, has also applied for and has worked. So it makes it very easy for Vanessa, as the manager of the nonprofit organization, to engage and to interact with the volunteer. So we also have the groups. So these are the grouping of all volunteers. You have the morning gardeners. It shows these are all the volunteers in the morning gardeners. You can see their contacts, their members, people as they are in the morning gardeners. You can also see their emails. So we also have in the volunteer management, we have the new application, the onboarding new application. So you can see the active spending participation. So this shows all the volunteers that have applied for an engagement. So you can see the date it was created, the engagement opportunities. It shows the start date, the engagement opportunities. It shows the volunteer that has applied for the engagement. You can see the email and you can also see their phone numbers. So we also have the active onboarding processes. So it shows all the active onboarding processes in the non-profit organization. You can see the qualification type, you can see the contact, you can see the qualification status, you can also see the types, you can also see the current stage, you can see the due date, and also the date it was created. So with this, I have come to the end of the volunteer management application. So as you can see, the fundraising and engagement application and the volunteer management application, with the use of the AI capabilities, it makes it very easy for non-profit organizations to make better and faster decisions. And also, it also allows for better forecasting. And also, it makes it very easy for them to get to quickly get an update in the non-profit organization. So I'll be handing over the session back to my colleague, Tolu Lope. Thank you very much for listening. Hello, Tolu Lope.
Yes, I can hear you. Hi.
All
Well
right.
done, Tony. So you've been able to experience firsthand the capabilities on the fundraising and volunteer engagement solution. And we have a couple of questions in the chat window, as well as the MCTI platform. So I'll be taking those questions now. Going to the chat window. I think the first question here is from Chineye. Chineye is asking, are those courses also free? I'm sure she was referring to the MCTI demo. Jennifer, you want to take this?
Yes. Thank you. Courses under MCT are actually free. The organizations will only bear the hosting and the consumption charges of the number of users who will be accessing your MCT. So these are the only charges that the organizations will be charged on. Except from that, it is free and all the courses are free. And as for certifications, that will be depending also on the organization. If it wants the learners to be paying for the certifications after the courses, or they will be giving the learners those certificates for free too. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. So I would just like to also add that on the MCTI, if you, in a case where you want to localize the content on it, so you want to actually host your own learning content on that platform, you also get to leverage the Azure credits grants. That's $3,500, which I spoke about earlier, able to host your own content on that platform. You can personalize it for your own use. So next, I'll pick another question in the chat window. I know that Frank seemed not to be satisfied with the response. So Frank asked, would you consider this to be some kind of grants management system? I'm sure he was referring to the volunteer and the fundraising and engagement solution. So we would have one of our team members respond to this, because you seem to need more capabilities for your use of a grants management system. And one fact I can guarantee you is that it is highly customizable depending on what features you want to, what features are important to your own nonprofit organization. If you want to integrate a payment platform, you want to do more on the platform. So I'll just hand over to Koya to speak more about other capabilities on the fundraising engagements solution.
Okay, thank you, Tolulope. So to respond to that, right, fundraising and engagement is more about looking at the solution from an angle of being able to do like a crowdfunding, right? And if we also look at it from a grant management solution standpoint, it also looks at you being able to get funds from different individuals or volunteers to be able to execute a particular cause. So if you look at fundraising and engagement, also it also tilts to that that aspect. So what it just means is that you can also leverage fundraising and engagement as a grant management solution. Yes, so I'm just saying that yes, you can actually leverage fundraising and engagement as a grant management solution.
Thank you for that response, Koya. So we do understand that there might be more questions, and that is why we have the digital advisory session where you can schedule because of our time constraints. In the chat window, I don't have any other question. Okay, I think someone said, please, can you release the microphone for someone who has to ask a question? Do we have anyone like that would rather speak instead of typing that in the chat window? We just wanted to avoid interference. That was when we ensured that the mics are muted. But if you have anyone who would rather speak than type, you can kindly just indicate so that would allow you to do that before we close the session. But since we don't have any at the moment, okay, how soon can you get the recordings? You would get that with other resources. So we won't just be sending you this recording alone. We'll be sending you some of the resources we use to put together this webinar. So you should definitely get that next week. It's the weekend already, so you should get that next week as well. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone who took our time to join us. And for the advisory session, we are saying that you can book a convenient time. You can have your team, your stakeholders join us on that call so that we can know in specific and in details what solution is most suitable for you. You can tell us your challenge and then we can propose the best platform for that objective you want to achieve. So you can check the chat window. You see that link that would allow you booking free advisory session with us. So once again, I'd like to say thank you for joining us. It's been a really insightful session, and I do appreciate how we're able to engage with everyone who participated here. You had issues joining this, okay, you definitely get the recording. So thank you. And at this point, I'd like to bring this to a close in the case where we don't have any other questions. So do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.